Social wellness is so important. So the quality of your relationships and social interactions plays a major role in your overall health. Okay, if you are around negativity and negative vibes or people that stress you out or anxiety, that response in your brain that happens is it taps into your fight or flight system, so your sympathetic system, which actually releases certain hormones and chemicals and promotes inflammation in the body. So if you are someone that is just, constantly stressed out and it's because of the people that you're around, then you have to change the people that you're around. And I'm going to talk about how to do this. It doesn't always have to be a negative, like I'm going to cut them out. I actually don't really recommend that because I like to approach health and wellness and change through positives. So giving our brain positive signals and positive feedbacks, not increasing anxiety by just cutting people out. Now, if there is someone who is extremely toxic in your life and you need to cut them out, that might be a different situation. But this is just our social relationships in general. So I was reading an article the other day, and I'm going to read the sentence just so I don't mess it up, but it was talking about human existence and cooperation and the social needs that we have as humans. Human existence and survival are based on cooperation. The mind and body are adversely affected without it. This is why social isolation is used as an effective form of torture. And so that's in the article was all about positive relationships and interactions with each other. If you are feeding yourself negative social interactions or not interacting socially, you are literally torturing yourself on a small scale. One of the things that I want to emphasize is the power of your circle of 5. As a human, we can only have 2 to 5 close relationships. And that's your inner circle, those people that are there that if tragedy or crisis happened, they are the people that you would call. Okay, these do not have to be people that you see every day. It doesn't even necessarily have to be someone that you talk to every day, but they are your people. Okay, if you've ever heard like, she's my person. So you can only really have 2 to 5. And when I first heard about this, I actually breathed a huge sigh of relief because I am someone that really can only maintain 2 to 5 close relationships. And I used to feel so guilty about it because I was like, I'd have a new relationship budding over here and this one would kind of take a back seat. And over time, my circle of 5 has really condensed and stayed pretty consistent for the past 2 years. You often become who you surround yourself with. So if you think about the 2 to 5 people you are closest with, you will start to realize that you emulate. My husband says, he'll say sometimes, so like, I can tell when you've hung out with her, and not in a bad way, but it's just like the way I talk or my mindset. One of my best friends, I get coffee with her weekly and she stimulates my creative mind. And after I've talked to her or hung out with her, I have all of these ideas. And then I have another friend who stimulates my spiritual thoughts. And after I've hung out with her, I have a lot of like, I want to read and I want to study. And so you can kind of tell who I've been around based on my conversation, what I'm doing, those types of things. So we become the 5 people that we surround ourselves with. Now, in our outer circle, so that's our inner circle. In our outer circle, humans only have the capacity. There's been research. If you want the research for this, I will share it, but I'm going to try not to be super nerdy and just give you the facts. But there is research that shows that the human brain only has the capacity to maintain 150 relationships at max. And that's like your outer circle. Those would be your acquaintances. But if you start to go beyond that, you're actually taxing your system. And the more relationships you're trying to fuel, you get spread thin. You're not really nurturing the ones that are most meaningful. This is the personal life happiness audit. And in this first column over here, this is people I love in my life. And it's 5 max. You don't have to have 5, but 5 max. And in the first column right here, you put their name. And then you put 3 to 5 bullet points of why. What do they do that brings you joy, enhances your life, makes you a better person, all of that. So that's the people I love in my life. Okay, so we're first going to make lists. People I love in my life. This column over here is people I tolerate. And when I say people I tolerate, it's not necessarily like, oh, she's not terrible. This is like tolerate in this sense is I really wish I didn't have to be around her, but I guess I will. Okay. And I feel like for people, a lot of times family, extended family, in-laws can fall into this category. And we'll kind of talk about what to do if it is family, because we can't just cut off our family. I mean, you can, but I don't know if I would recommend it. But there are, maybe a coworker, or maybe it is a friend. So this is the people you tolerate, and you write their name and you write why. What about this person is like so negative? Or why do you tolerate them? So those are the two things that you would write in this column. So what is it that makes them tolerable or intolerable, really? And why do you still tolerate them in your life? Why are they still there? So the people that are just like, meh, I don't care either way, they don't go in either of these columns. And remember, you can have up to 150 people. It is okay for someone not to be in either column. Okay, this is our inner circle. We're trying to narrow down our inner circle. Once you make your column, then you come down here. How will I show appreciation to said people up here? How will I eliminate my exposure to said people up here? The sheet that I did a year ago was full. Okay, you can see I had nothing in this column. And I actually had a really hard time coming up with people in the positivity column, the people that I love in my life. I really did. But the people I tolerate, it was easy to come up with those for me specifically. Now, there's two things that I did. The first thing, when we're talking about the people we tolerate, is I changed my mindset about them. Okay, there were some people that I was just having negative thoughts and negative thoughts. Every time I saw them, it was a negative thought. When I started to think positively about what they actually did have to offer me, and not in a selfish way, like, oh, what can I get from them? But just what did they have to offer as a human being? I started to see more of the things that they had to offer. Okay, because I'm looking for them. But if you're constantly, you see this person and it's like, oh, she's this or he's this, or, then that's, you might need to change your mindset. And then maybe they'll become a meh person. They don't have to go from this column all the way over to here. Okay. Now there are some people that I had in my life that I realized they really shouldn't be there. They were toxic. I needed to figure out how to eliminate my exposure to them. When I'm talking about transformation and changing your lifestyle and health and wellness, I focus on the positives. I have to as a human being. I think it gives us good feedback. So I want you to write down for these people that are up here, the ways that you can show appreciation. Okay. It does not have to be extravagant. It could be a text message, a phone call, an email. Those are all three free. You could write a card that costs, I don't know, $1. If you make it, you can do the postage or just go buy a card. You could treat them to coffee, $5. Okay. It does not have to cost you a lot of money to show people that you appreciate them. The more you show appreciation for the people that fulfill your life, the more they will fulfill your life. It is a self-feeding circle. Also, the more you surround yourself with people who give you positive feedback, the more you will want to surround yourself with those people, and these people will start to fade away. And that's what happened for me. I never said, well, I'm not hanging out with that person ever again. But I changed my mindset and I hung out with the positive people. And literally in October, I had no one that I could think of that I was like, I just tolerate them. I wish, if they weren't in my life, I'd be okay with it. There was nobody. There's a lot of people that are middle of the road, but there was nobody here that I just tolerated. And part of it was mindset change. And part of it was I spent so much time with these people that they took up my time and I didn't have time to dedicate or worry about these people. This will change your life. If you are filling yourself with positivity and you've got these positive thoughts and positive motions, you will have positive actions, which will give you positive results, and it will keep snowballing. The same thing with negative, though. I've seen a post floating around that's like, I'm choosing what's best for me and my family. And I have to say, it's not selfish. You have to choose what's best for you. You are the person that you have. Okay. And it's hard. And like I said at the beginning of this, when I started the Wellness Wednesday challenges, they're not easy. Most of them are hard, but they are all achievable. They are all attainable. They don't cost money. They'll cost some time and some effort. Okay. And you can drastically change your life.